Welcome back. Attending the Cairo Peace Summit here in the new administrative capital that kicked off yesterday, the world leaders expressed their gratitude to Egypt for hosting the summit, and they appreciated the mediation efforts exerted by Egypt to achieve peace between the Israelis and Palestinians. More details in the following report.
Attending the Cairo Peace Summit, which kicked off Saturday, the world leaders thanked Egypt for hosting the summit and appreciated the mediation efforts exerted by Egypt to achieve peace between Israel and Palestinians. Canadian Foreign Minister Melanie Joly has voiced appreciation for mediation efforts exerted by Egypt to achieve peace between Israel and Palestinians. She added it is essential this conflict does not spread to the region. Spanish Prime Minister asserted that Cairo Peace Summit represents the first step on Middle East peace process path. President of the Libyan Presidential Council asserted that Libya is standing by Egypt and all Arab countries in face of any attempts to liquidate the Palestinian cause. Jordanian King Abdullah II said the relentless bombing campaign underway in Gaza is cruel and unconscionable on every level, describing it as collective punishment of a besieged and helpless population. UK Foreign Secretary James cleverly lauded the Palestinian government's stand on its desire for realizing peace and coexistence. Norwegian Foreign Minister has warned that the current crisis in Gaza could lead to regional war. Turkish Foreign Minister said that the Israeli-Palestinian conflict requires a new guarantee mechanism. Saudi Arabia rejects attempts at forced displacement of the people of Gaza by Israel. King of Bahrain Hamad bin Isa voiced deep appreciation to President Sisi for calling for an important regional and international summit to address the Palestinian crisis. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas called on the international community to shoulder responsibility to protect Palestinians and hold an international peace conference. Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis condemned a collective punishment of Gaza Strip, calling on Israel to respect international law. The Brazilian Foreign Minister slammed the vicious Israeli aggression against Palestinians that threatens the two-state solution. Kuwait's Crown Prince called on the international community to take urgent action to put an immediate halt to Israeli violations in Gaza Strip. The summit, held with international Arab and UN participation, is discussing the unfolding situation in Gaza, the future of Palestinian cause, and the peace process. Attending the Cairo Peace Summit, which kicked off Saturday, the world leaders thanked Egypt for hosting the summit and appreciated the mediation efforts exerted.
Welcome back. A second convoy of the aid to Gaza being delivered through Egypt's Rafah border crossing, comprising 17 trucks carrying food, medical supplies, arrived to the Strip Sunday, one day after the arrival of the first batch that consisted of 20 trucks. Of course, with us now live over the phone is Dr. Kirols Nabil. He is member of the National Alliance for Civil Development. Good evening, Dr. Kirols. Hello.
Hi.
Good evening, Dr. Kirols.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you? I'm hearing it.
My real pleasure, sir. We are talking about a second convoy of 17 trucks arriving into the Gaza Strip, miraculously making it to the victims and poor, innocent, unarmed civilians falling under siege and under complete blockade, prevented from water, electricity, and everything from the Israeli occupation forces. So exactly, if you could give us your feedback on that very successful step, thanks to the continuous, tremendous effort on the Egyptian side.
Okay, of course, we are getting some hope now after the second batch of getting trucks into Gaza Strip. But unfortunately, the situation is still tense and so difficult till now. We are talking about Gaza Strip needs at least 100 trucks per day. Until now, we just entered about 30 or 40 trucks.
Right.
So we are trying to do much better effort, but till now we still made a great success till now.
Right. We're talking here about, we want you to give us your own assessment of the unbelievable, magical effort that was taken by Egypt and its president, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, on a scale of, or on a span of like almost a week, trying to draw the attention of world nations, world leaders, international community, in the middle of unbelievable global silence to what's happening inside Gaza. Talk to us about it, especially that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi talked about global silence and tried to urge the European countries and other countries who were watching from distance to that lives matter and every life is important. So talk to us about it.
Of course, you know, Egypt is the most supportive country to Gaza and all Palestinian people. When we try to make our support to Gaza, we are not talking about medical or food aid, but also we made a great diplomatic role played by the Egyptian authorities to spread the clear situation of what's happening in Gaza and make the whole world know that it's not a regular military invasion, but it's approximately a genocide.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And we have to communicate with countries besides Egypt to get one point to make a certain solution for this situation.
Right. We're talking about a siege of 15 days, which is very sad to announce, but it's true.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You have prepared 17 different trucks in collaboration with other international organizations, the Red Crescent and other, of course, the coalition, of course, the 24 civil societies of coalition and other, organizations also. Talk to us about it. How did that all together happen, and what exactly are you carrying over to our brothers and sisters in Gaza Strip right now in the second convoy?
Okay, in a fair way, all agencies has a great role in this bad situation, but the main agencies involved was, of course, the National Alliance for Civil Development role, besides the both Egyptian and Palestinian Red Crescent organizations. On the other hand, we found the United Nations is responsible for delivering aid to Gaza Strip. As you know, Egyptian trucks cannot go deeply to Gaza Strip. They just empty the aid in non-aligned points to the United Nations, and then the United Nations people are responsible for delivering it to Gaza. Also, we found the UNRWA made a camp for displaced people in south of Gaza.
Right. You kindly elaborated on this process, the second convoy. Starting from now and after, inshallah, the arrival of that second convoy of 17 trucks, which is quite good, what is your next plan? And exactly, if you are preparing these 8 convoys, who exactly decides what is supposed to be delivered through? I mean, the other side, the Palestinian Red Crescent, right?
Yeah, exactly. But you know, the Israel side are not stable for what we can get into Gaza. Every second they change the requested aid. Sometimes they said yes, we can get food and beverage to Gaza, and sometimes they said we cannot do that. So, you know, the Egyptian volunteers, we have hundreds of volunteers still stand in the crossing point. And we have a slogan for the last days called مرابطون حتى الإخاذة. We are stationed until we leave.
Right. A final question, sir. Also, I know that we all know that the Egyptian side is sparing the biggest part of this aid, but there is also, like we said, international communities and some, relief agencies and all that. What type of, who other shared with you in this relief aid and the medical aid, and also what type of aid does these convoys contain?
As you know, Egyptian authorities made the El Arish airport as a collection point for aid from
Yes.
inside Egypt and outside Egypt. We got some aircraft from Jordan, United Arab Emirates, Tunisia, Turkey, and also the World Health Organization sent some aid to us. But most of us are just volunteers, Egyptian volunteers, and we are responsible for guard and preparing this aid to get them into Gaza.
Right. On this note, Dr. Kirols, Nabil, you are a member of National Alliance for Civil Development. Would like to thank you so much, sir, and all the best of luck to you, sir, and your team. And right now, coming up is a complete wrap-up of the events since the beginning, and we'll come back to you.
The Rafah border crossing between Egypt and Gaza opened from both directions for delivery of humanitarian aid to Palestinians on Saturday. Humanitarian aid reached the Palestinian side of Rafah crossing in cooperation with the Red Crescent. The first truck of aid that entered the Palestinian side affiliates to Egypt's National Alliance for Civil Development Work. Total of 20 trucks passed through the crossing carrying food supplies, medical supplies, medicines, and relief. Meanwhile, Israel continues to bomb Gaza Strip, targeting civilian shelter sites that include hospitals and schools of the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees. The Palestinian Red Crescent announced that its first operation for aid delivery is a drop in the ocean of Palestinians' humanitarian needs. Government Information Office in Gaza said the first convoy of aid is limited and will not change catastrophic situation in the Strip.